So we left off with Pox and Kathrak investigating and kind of talking with Emil and the two other farmers. The two farmers were desperately trying to leave for the night. They wanted to go home, and Pox convinced them in a kind of manipulative and intimidating way to stay, even though they were very much intent on leaving. Now, with that in mind, you have the three people here that you can now investigate with, ask questions to. Emil is on edge. His hands are kind of trembling as he's rubbing them together like this. And as he is standing there in the kitchen, kind of rubbing his hands together, he's waiting for one of you to speak. And he says, "I do not understand what you think is going on here. You say the meat is strange, but I don't know what you mean by the meat being strange."
Okay, wait, Jimmy, wait. Out of character, real quick. How do you want to handle this? Farmers desperate to leave, so it's like, do they know, but they're not, like, they don't seem, they just kind of, I don't know, they seem.
I won't want to. I honestly want to get one of them to eat it, and if they don't eat there has to be a reason. And maybe we get the Emil to eat it.
You tried.
But you remember
you stabbed it with a fork and put it up to his mouth, and he slapped it away.
Oh yeah. He slapped it. Okay. Well, what course of action do you think we should take next?
We could make him eat it. God, I feel like we knew more. I feel like I had. Do we let the farmers go? Do we hold them there until, we all meet up again? Like the other guys, the workers.
Pox, what would you say your perception is right now? And what I mean is, like, where do you think your character would be looking? Would you be looking at Emil and Kathrak? Would you be looking at the two farmers? Would you be looking around the kitchen? Would you be looking at the slab of meat that's like sizzling in the pan?
I'd be standing where I could see it all. I guess that's
Okay.
where Pox would be. Like, I'm wondering why Emil is so, like, why do you, like, first of all, like, hitting the food away is, like, that's a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he seemed really not interested in the food. Farmers really want to go.
I think we just need to really, like, pressure him and make him either, like, tell us the truth or just, like, tell him we are going to, like, figure it out one way or another. Like, basically, like, I think we should, like, really put the heat on him. You know what I mean?
We should intimidate. I got +8.
Yeah.
So how do you want to intimidate him? What do you say?
All right. So I'm going to say, listen, dude, you knocked that meat away. Something isn't sitting right with us. What's going on here? Tell me now. Like, in a really voice.
Can I add my roll to Jimmy's?
Oh, are we rolling? Am I rolling?
Go ahead and each of you roll an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Shit. Nice.
Not bad. Damn, you have a +8?
Yeah, but I kind of fell short there. I think you got
Yeah, you kind of did.
And that was yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. So our numbers are 11 and 18. So
I'm up in front. That's why. Wembo's right behind me as like a supporter. Like,
my voice cracked. My voice cracked.
Your voice cracked a little, and one of the farmers in the back was like,
like, when is Pox?
I'm still there, and I'm still menacing.
I'm all good.
So when you go to kind of intimidate Emil, he looks at you guys. He raises his eyebrows up a little bit in surprise and maybe a bit of concern, and he says, "What is it you think that I am doing here?"
The meeting,
That's
right?
what we're trying to figure out, because something you're doing seems a little suspicious, and we're gonna figure it out one way or another.
Yeah, I got a weird feeling in my gut, and it's not even from that weird meat, man. That meat doesn't look right. What's wrong with that? What was wrong with that cow? You said it was mad. Why was it mad? Did it have mad cow? Was it diseased? Are you trying to feed us diseased meat, man? What's up with this meat?
He
trying to get a glass of water from the tap.
He pops a smirk actually when you say that, and he looks down at the tile flooring in the kitchen, and he kind of rubs his arm a little bit as he's looking down, and kind of smiling, and you hear him kind of.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
What's in the meat, man? Come on.
This guy's crazy, dude.
Look at the farmers. What's up with this guy?
Can we kind of ready ourselves? Because I'm kind of nervous.
Is it people?
You can ready yourself.
No.
We're gonna flash over to the other group.
Son of a bitch! I'm sorry, that was loud, but you just every time, man.
Nara, Isabella, and Zim. Nara, Isabella, and Zim. You guys are headed towards the barn.
Yep.
To try and check that area out. As you approach, the barn is a large red wooden building with a kind of curved top. It's got a grain silo that's attached to it. So like a big cylindrical metal building that you store grain, corn, that kind of stuff. And as you approach the barn, go ahead and roll me perception checks, all three of you. Roll me perception check each.
Yep, I forgot that on my character sheet. 1 second.
You're good.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay.
perception, negative +2.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Oh, shit. Really? Oh, Nara.
We got some good rolls here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Wait, is that an added 20?
No, it was second roll.
Yeah, she already rolled once.
He missed
but it's
double
okay.
roll. She wasted the nat 20 that we needed.
Oh well.
Nope, sorry, party believers. That one doesn't count.
Wait, no, it didn't go through the first time.
It
It
did.
did. You can see it here on my screen.
No, I know, but
Well,
like it didn't whenever I clicked it. That's why I clicked it again.
Wait, you got a 23 and then a 24?
Yeah, she did. She got a 23
Oh my
here.
lord.
So wait,
almighty.
what happened?
You rolled a 19 with your first roll.
Oh.
So it's still
Okay.
really good. No worries.
Okay.
Just don't get the win for the chat that voted for party rolling a roll.
No, I'm sorry.
23.
That sucks. I didn't mean to click it twice. It just didn't go through the first time, like on my end. Like it lagged.
Still technically the first 20. Well, technically, I've been sitting here rolling for 15 minutes and I've rolled 20. So I mean, yeah. See how
What
that
is
works.
cap?
Yeah, that's absolutely cap. So with that, listening and looking at the barn, Isabella, not much for you to hear or see. Your character is a bit distracted right now by trying to kind of control your spider at the same time. You're crawling your spider along the wires beneath the complex and bringing that spider up and underneath the barn right now. So that's kind of what you're doing, is you're bringing your spider along one of the electrical wires that's running up into the barn. The other two, though, Zim and Nara. Firstly, Zim, you hear the sound of hooves on the ground. Kind of as you approach, you hear the sound of hooves like stopping in place a little bit. Movement behind the barn doors is what you're hearing. Animal movement. For the most part, it sounds like normal animal movement. You remember seeing a camera of the cows eating the hay in the barn here. Like I said, they seemed a little on edge.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they seem like normal cows. As you guys approach the barn, are you rolling stealthily or are you just walking up?
I would try to be stealthy.
Everyone's going to be stealthy? Okay, roll me
Yeah.
stealth checks, please. Stealth checks. Okay.
Damn, Nara, you're beating my ass today.
It's okay, Isabella. You're getting the bad rolls out of the way.
Okay.
So, with your rolls, you rolled sleight of hand, Zim.
Oh, did I? Whoops.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, I did. They're the exact same thing.
Okay. If they're plus 5. Okay.
Yep, they're both +5.
Sounds good. Okay, so with 20 into 24, you're both pretty sneaky. Again, Isabella, you're a bit clunkier because you're trying to manage two things at once. And as you're walking, your foot steps down on a haystack, or a corn stalk that's laying across the ground, and it kind of cracks
Isn't
under your
Isabella
foot.
in our pocket? She's
Did you guys
small.
change that or no?
No, I'm still in her pocket.
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
she's going to get whatever stealth roll whoever's pocket she's in. Whose pocket
She's
is
in
she
Nara's.
She's in Nara's pocket?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's my bad then. Forgot about that little tidbit. So with that, her perception makes a lot more sense now because you're probably really small and distracted and can't really see a whole lot.
I'm in the pocket.
But your stealth will now be a 24 along with Nara's. Okay, so you guys sneak up to the barn, and the animals don't seem to hear you inside. And the big barn door has a large wooden 2x4 that's kind of holding it shut that you can lift up to open up the barn door if you want to. So that's one option. With that, the other thing I wanted to say was Nara, with your higher perception check than even Zim's, you hear a faint kind of like zzz noise coming from the barn itself. Kind of sounds like that faint electronic noise you have when you leave the TV on.
Oh, I was worried it was going to be an electric fence. Okay, I'm gonna tell them that there's a buzz. I hear a buzzing noise.
Maybe it's a trap of some kind.
Maybe. Can anybody?
Can we look for traps?
This is where Emil grabbed the cow from earlier too. So Emil came in here and then came out with the cow.
Did he do anything special?
Roll me a history check. See if you were paying attention.
Am I allowed to roll
Isabella,
that too?
you can roll too.
Or is it the only the people in that room?
Just the 3 people there outside
Okay.
for now. Okay.
18. Hell yeah, baby.
Isabella, you recall that as he was entering the barn, as Emil was entering the barn, before he lifted the 2x4 that kind of was holding the barn door shut, before he lifted that, he kicked his foot against the bottom of the barn door and then lifted the wooden 2x4.
Okay.
So as you're looking around, Isabella, you see at the bottom of the barn door there is a small like metal plate.
Yeah.
And it is along the barn door, it's kind of inconspicuous. It's just a small little metal plate at the bottom of the barn door that looks kind of where he kicked.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what you remember as little mini Isabella in Nara's pocket. You can tell her they're both suggesting that there might be traps, and you're the only one who remembers that he had to do something weird to open the door.
Nara. Hey,
Uh-huh.
hey, Nara.
Yeah.
I remember that Emil kicked the little. Okay, so when he opened the thing with the 2x4, he kicked it before he entered down. So I think that might be the thing that would disarm the booby traps, but I'm not 100% sure.
Kick the board.
Yeah, kick the board. I think
Okay.
that was it.
I'm gonna try to kick the board.
As you look down,
No. You
Nara,
open it, then you.
As you look down, Nara, you see that metal plate along the bottom of the
Okay,
barn
I was
door.
just about to fuck us over. It's fine. Okay, I'll kick the metal plate.
You're good.
Oh, I mean the plate. Oh no, not ADHD coming through. I'm sorry.
With that, as you kick the plate, you don't notice any significant difference in the door or anything as you kick the plate. You followed Isabella's instructions. What do you do after that? I'm curious.
Lift it up.
You don't have to immediately try and open the door if you want to
Hey,
try
no, I
something
won't. I'll just let me just kick it and see if anything happens.
Yeah, nothing noticeable
we-
happens when you kick that metal plating at the bottom.
Did he hold it when he kicked it, or did he touch it, let go, and then lift?
You remember, Isabella, you remember that what he did was he kind of leaned into the 2x4, put his hands on the 2x4, and then kicked the door, and then lifted the 2x4 up. That was
Okay,
his...
so lean in 2x4, then kick the 2x4, and then lifted it up.
Okay, lean in, click, plate, lift up. Got it.
Yes. I think
do
he
you-
also did a little mamba afterwards, so you might need to include that.
Well, I don't remember that. But
Ba-ba.
I'll definitely try the kicking thing.
Okay.
Actually, Nara, you're kind of taller. Can you do the kicking
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. Okay, I do it.
Okay, so
Lean
what
in,
you're gonna
kick,
do is
lift.
so you're going. Who's gonna lift and who's gonna kick, and are you doing it at the same time or?
I'll do the kicking.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll lift it.
Okay. So you guys kind of simultaneously lift up the 2x4 of the barn, kick the bottom little metal panel, and as you do, Nara, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh God.
So in
So
the top
is
left
that
of your character
shift?
sheet,
Oh, I just pushed that.
top left of your character sheet, click on Constitution saving throw in the box underneath your stats.
Wait,
Okay.
Oh my
Marcel-
God.
That is a very bad roll.
Yes, it is.
All
Wait, Marcel, when
right.
did you pierce your ears?
I've had them pierced for a long time,
What?
since I was
Why
a
did
kid.
I never know that?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
You take 11 points of lightning damage
Oh, yikes.
as you are shocked by the 2x4. As you lift it up, it seems locked in place and it gives you a jolt throughout your body. Nara, that did not feel
Awesome.
good. The tips of your hair are smoking. Got some major feel
Hopefully
bads.
that didn't go through to Isabella, did it?
Oh, God. No.
Okay.
Do you want me to heal you? Your hair's burning.
You know what? I can probably do it myself. I'm
Okay.
okay. I'm okay.
Did we do something
Just a
wrong,
little
Isabella?
singed.
No, Isabella, they did it exactly the way you remembered it. They did it just right. So there's something else that's wrong here.
Is there like a little? Can I look for like a little? Is there like a little button on the board? Like
Roll me a perception check. Investigation check. Investigation, sorry, not perception.
Okay, investigation.
Can I help her?
Sure.
And I am at eye
Yeah.
level.
Gosh.
Yeah, roll again. Roll again, Nar.
Okay.
Zim's helping you. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, with an 18, looking around on the bottom of this like metal plate that's attached to the barn door, you notice that there is a spot that is a bit indented compared to the rest of them. A spot that he has been probably kicking. And that spot, you can hear a little bit of a faint buzzing coming from that spot. Like that buzzing you heard from before, a little bit of it's coming from that spot in particular. So there's some kind of electronic mechanism behind there. You're not sure, but what you have seen before is you have seen these doors that open with key cards, and this kind of gives you a similar feel. Like there might be something in his shoe that he uses to like press up against this, and then it unlocks the door. Like he presses his shoe up against this and unlocks the door. So there's a spot here for like a key card that you need that's probably in his shoe.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
What are we gonna do then, guys?
Does there look for me to be a way to like pick the door at all?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
It is a big wooden door that has this large 2x4 across the handles. And to try and get the 2x4 out, when Nara tried to lift it, it seems locked in place.
Should we just blast it?
Magnetically.
I mean, that would make a lot.
is
Why don't we look for another way in first?
okay.
How's the spider coming, Isabella? We could just use the spider.
Ooh, yeah. Why don't I just poof them out and in? But
So-
then we'd have to.
Your spider is crawling up underneath the barn
Mhm.
and up into the power box of the
Oh,
barn.
okay.
So with that, your spider kind of climbs up and out into the power box of the barn, kind of similar to the building that you went to before.
Okay, I see.
And as the spider is crawling around, none of the buttons in this box are labeled, and there are hundreds of them.
Ooh, that's what she said. Guys, what do you think we should do? There's hundreds of buttons. Should I just start pressing them randomly? Or?
Maybe not push any and just have the spider crawl out and take a look around.
Okay, that sounds good. Spidey senses go. Just gonna do the thing.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
Probably have the spider crawl out of the box and then take a look around on the floor.
Okay. It seems like the box is locked. Like there's no place for the spider to get out. It's pretty shut tight.
Not even the way it got in?
The way it got in was through a large wire that gives the box its power. And
So,
that just goes back underground.
Are there no other doors? There's no like little creases in the wood.
You haven't looked around the whole barn. You guys just walked up to the front.
I want to go look around.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right. So, you guys go ahead and roll me investigation checks as you look around. Investigation checks for other entrances to the barn. 7, 9. Isabella, you can roll 1 too if you want.
Yes, I am doing so. Investigation.
19. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's decent as hell.
Looking around, there are some windows that are pretty high up at the top of the sides of the barn. You're not sure how you would be able to reach them necessarily, but they are there. And then there is also a separate little metal door that's attached to the grain silo as well. A separate little metal door that's attached to the grain silo, which is the big metal cylindrical building attached to the barn. So those are, looks like, the only 2 other entrances to any buildings in this area, for the most part. Now, Isabella, looking up at those windows, you just looking at them, you intuitively, you pretty much feel like if the front door is locked, these windows are probably not going to be easily entered either. Like, he's not going to just leave his secrets out in the open. So, the only other door might be the grain silo door, which looks like it might be able to be picked.
Ooh, okay.
Let's.
Who has?
You know something, Isabella? Those windows, I might have an idea to get in them.
Ooh,
So what if we got you up there, because they're windows, you can poof the spider on the other side because you just need to be able to see it, right?
Oh shit, you're right. That's
And then just have the spider take a look-see around.
We should do that.
How high up are the windows?
The windows are 30 feet up. It's a large barn.
Okay. Hang on.
While you're thinking of what you guys are going to do here, we'll flash back to the other group in the kitchen. Make sure everyone's getting equal amount of time here. So,
Yeah.
Pox and Kathrak, last we left off with you in the kitchen with Emil and the other 2 farmers. Emil was laughing to himself quietly as he says, "You think so negatively of me, I'm sure. But we needed to get rid of them. And I did not think of another way."
What the fuck?
Get rid of who?
He smiles. He says, "I do not know if I can trust you, but there were how should I say, inspectors that I had to take care of. And these inspectors, I needed to rid them of their bodies in a way that is more than just burying them. I needed to, take care of them in another way.
Wait a second. Are you saying that you turned them into cattle? And that's what we just killed and butchered?
What? No, you
Please.
didn't. There's no way.
Because,
No, there's no way.
listen.
I look at the farmers. I look. Come on. He's no. What? Is he for real?
The other 2 farmers, they kind of reach down into their belts, like into their belts, and start like unsheathing daggers.
Uh-oh.
But they don't pull them all the way out. They don't pull them all the way out. They just kind of like unsheath them. And one of the farmers, the one with the deeper voice, says, "Y'all best be letting us go now."
Yeah, get out of here. Skedaddle. Did you know anything about this?
Well, wait. I don't want them to leave quite yet. I want to ask them if they're in on it.
They don't seem to answer.
Hey, no. Do you? Hey, I'm gonna roll an intimidation check.
Okay, go ahead and roll an intimidation check. Emil, as you're rolling this intimidation check, Emil says, "The guards, the collectors, the inspectors, as I call them, they are, well, an interesting group. They have been experimented on in a way that I cannot easily take care of them. And I was really hoping this would work." As he says that, Jimmy and Wembo, you both rolled really well on your intimidations as the farmers sheath back up their daggers. And they both kind of put their hands up. One of them, the deeper voice one who's kind of been doing most of the talking, he says, "Now listen, it's not that big a deal. I think y'all misunderstood. Emil, I told you this wasn't going to work." So Emil, kind of standing there in the kitchen, laughing to himself, says, "I will share some secrets with you." And he laughs. "I am sorry for trying to feed you these inspectors." He laughs. And he says, "I do not have any other way of feeding them to anybody else around here. So this was my only thought, was to get outsiders to eat them." "Why must you eat them, you might ask?" And he kind of laughs a little bit. He chuckles and he says, "Why must you eat them?" "It is because they have been experimented on, and these experiments have left the inspectors as pawns for the government. They are tracked through their blood. They need to be consumed and digested. Killing them is not enough. They need to disappear completely."
So why can't you do it?
Why didn't you eat them?
I
don't want to eat. I don't want to eat Inspector.
I did not want to, and it needed to happen quickly.
What do you mean?
Now,
why
these inspectors, why do you think they deserve this fate?
They are pawns of Raziel, and
I didn't want to eat them.
They are no longer themselves. They are not their own. They are not people. You cannot reason with them. And so I have developed a machine. It is something that I developed long ago. A machine that transfers their DNA and changes them so that they are easier to manipulate, so that they are easier to move and to take care of. This machine was originally going to be used for Raziel, but I have hidden it from him. I call it my Bovine-inator.
Okay.
It changes people into cows, and it is something that I am very proud of.
What in the Heinz?
Now I'm gonna turn to Wembo and say, now this is messed up as hell.
What are you buying this, dude? I don't buy it. What is
But Raziel is our enemy, and he seems to be taking care of the servants of Raziel. So what do you think? Like, is this something we should even intervene? It's obviously pretty messed up, but
is he gonna try and turn us into, you know what I mean, by staying the night? Did he plan on?
Did he have any plans for us? I don't think we're in danger.
They try to feed us the meat. That's kind of whack. I want some money. I'm kind of pissed about that. You know what I mean? What if we die?
I have a question.
Has he tried
for
that
you.
meat?
Maybe I should try this first. Is your lion hungry?
Well, we're not. No, we're not. We cannot feed the inspector. Well, unless he's down, unless he's in. I mean, I don't know if he's hungry. I mean, we'll see. But it's up to
lions
him.
aren't really discriminate, especially if it's a human that became a cow. It's basically kind of maybe a human cow meat hybrid.
There are many inspectors in their ranks that it would not matter if a few went missing, but it would be suspicious if they stayed for too long. And so to make them disappear, they would not notice, but to have them stay in the same spot for too long, they would notice. So this is why I want to rid them off the map, get rid of the tracking in their blood. Small, tiny robots that are not able to work if they are digested. These robots are susceptible to stomach acids and other kinds of acids that I do not have access to out here. So this was my plan, and I am sorry I did not explain it to you. It was I thought we would just have a nice meal and that the problem would be solved. So I am sorry that I dragged you into this. As he's explaining, the other two farmers are kind of like scratching the back of their head. As one is kind of scratching the back of his head, Pox, you notice on his forearm there's a large tattoo. And the tattoo is of a large bird that's got its wings spread. It's not a bird that you're super familiar with, but it's a black bird of some kind. With a long beak, and this bird that's on his arm is painted in entirely black. Underneath it is a word that's written in demonic, infernal. Infernal. Do either of you read infernal?
How do I tell?
Our description.
It would be bottom left.
Yeah,
of
languages.
your character sheet.
Oh. I
Nope.
don't.
Common and Leonin.
Okay.
I have Elvish, common, and undercommon. Yeah.
Okay. So you will you do not see what the word actually says. You just know that the language is infernal. Sorry. So with that, you see him kind of scratching the back of his head. You see this large tattoo. As you notice that, what would you do in that particular moment? Would you ask him about it? Would you not really care and just kind of take a note of it? Would you ask the other farmer about it? It is something that does stick out to you, and it sticks out mostly because it's that infernal word. When you see infernal, you think Raziel, which is not good.
That's a neat tattoo.
The farmer, he says, "Oh, yeah, it's Mark the Rebels."
What is that? Demonic infernal? Is that what that is? What?
Yeah, it's infernal for fuck you.
Nice. Cool. Why? What's
Does anyone in the
with,
party know infernal?
Yes.
I do.
Okay.
He says, "Yeah, it's infernal for fuck you."
Would Solus was supposed to be listening for weird shit happening. Has he heard any of this stuff and come back to us yet, perchance?
Did you tell Solus to wait outside or go into the building?
I said to wait outside.
That's what I thought. So this conversation has not been loud.
Okay.
Loud enough to reach Solus's ears in this case.
Okay.
What Solus is going, like Solus as a character is listening for tussling, is listening for loud noises, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he says, like I said, it's Mark of the Rebels. It's, well, we all got one. And he points over to the other farmer who says, "Yeah, here's mine." And he kind of pulls down the collar of his overalls and shows you that he's got one of those same blackbirds on his neck. And then Emil, he turns his hand over, and the palm of his hand on just the like smaller like bottom part of his palm, there's a small blackbird there with no infernal words underneath it.
What does the Mark of the Rebels mean?
It's a way to show that if
Against
you're
Raziel?
an enemy of Raziel, you're safe with us.
Oh, okay.
Okay. As far as we're concerned, then I think, deception aside, we carry the same stance. We don't have the Mark of the Rebels, but we are definitely not fans
Raziel sucks.
of the big boy Raziel.
Yeah.
Now, what you're doing here is kind of messed up, but everyone, give or take, has their own way of dealing with this. So
it's well, tell him, Emil. And Emil says, it is the first time we have actually had an inspector come out to us. They came out in a group of 3, and so I have 2 more in the barn. I was going to see if this would work with you all, so that I could maybe invite some other travelers to help take care of the others. But there are 2 more out in the barn, and we do not have a way of disposing them. We are trying to come up with a way, but the closest city to sell acids is far, and there are no animals in this area that will just come and eat them. This is a very deer and chicken heavy area, so there are no bears or wolves in this area. And transporting those cows is difficult, as they like to fight. So we are bringing people back here. But it is possible that maybe we could... Yes, I am not sure.
I mean, Zim might be hungry. I don't know. You weren't going to turn us into cows, were you?
That was not my plan, no. This is not meant for people who are not what I would consider evil. This was meant as a simple way of removing evidence without drawing suspicion. I did not expect you all to be so perceptive, especially about the meat. You are a professional cook, it seems. He looks at Kithrak.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how I handled that meat.
Yes, you handled it very professionally.
I did.
The rest of your group, are they aware of this as well? Is this why they have not come back?
I'm not sure what they're up to, but I'd sure love to fill them in on the situation, because our whole party, we hate Raziel, so I think we're all in the same mindset here, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, none of us are fans of Raziel. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. As you say that, we're gonna flash over to the other group. Something happened to Bunny. Isabella, no. All right, what I'm gonna do is just pull up the cameras here, and we'll just wait for her to come back. Not wait for her, but I mean, I won't put up the overlay until she comes back. We'll just have the cameras up for now. How do I put the... Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to have the cameras up. It's like we're in a podcast, guys. Welcome to the Yas TV podcast. Welcome to...
Yo! Pog!
Welcome to, what is this? The Raj Chiller?
Yas TV. Oh, you can't say that. Copyright, man. Whoa.
All right.
Yas TV, LLC.
So, with that, you guys are over at the barn and figuring out a way to get into the windows of the barn. And what exactly is your plan?
The plan that I did have was I was thinking about making a actually I wonder if that would that work? No, that wouldn't work. So I can summon a dinosaur, an Allosaurus, and have Bunny stand on the Allosaurus because it's a large creature. Or I can do Hungaraska. I don't even know how to say some of these words. Basically, I can use some huge ass animal to lift Bunny up to get.
And that would be less discreet than blowing the door up.
I mean, we're behind the barn.
Is that what you want to do?
No, I think I'll be good. Actually, a giant elk would work. It's a huge creature. Is there anything in the surrounding areas, as far as like houses, or is it all woods? Is there like trails? Is there any like people who could see a giant?
You're pretty secluded in this little area.
Is there like a tree that maybe I could climb up and maybe jump onto the barn?
A tree to climb up. There is a tree like behind the barn that you could climb up and then try and jump onto the barn. You might get hurt.
I'll just summon a giant. An elk looks kind of normal, and at far distance, it's maybe just a little bit big. It's a giant elk, so we're gonna do that.
Okay. All right. So you put your hands out and focus on the energy that comes from your druidic nature, and as you do, the visage of a large giant elk kind of comes into frame as it clip-clops its feet on the grass and starts displacing the blades of the grass as it appears. First, it's kind of transparent, then translucent, and then finally comes into vision as a fully fledged animal that looks down at you and gives off a kind of noise.
That was good. I like that.
Thanks.
Thank you, lad. I need you to get down on your knees there, let Bonnie stand on you, and hold on and lift her up to that window, please.
Okay. So, Isabella takes off the ring and turns back into regular size after Nara sets her on the ground, I'm sure, so that she's not in the pocket. And then she climbs up on the back of the elk, climbs up to the top of the window. And what did you want her to do? Oh, he left. He wanted her to, what? Teleport the spider inside the window? I think that was kind of the idea. He's back. What did you want her to do?
I wanted her to get on, kind of like the elk's top head part and have it like stand up because it's a huge creature, and her just go to the window, look in, and poof the spider in.
Okay. All right. So she stands up on the horns of the elk. What are those called? Is that the horns, I guess?
Antlers.
Antlers. There you go. Antlers. She stands up on the antlers of the elk, and the elk stands up so she can see inside the barn. As she's looking inside, she's going to roll a perception check. Not a whole lot of great spots to really see inside, but she can poof the spider on the other side of the windowsill, which is good enough. Yep. So she unpoofs her spider and poofs it back into existence because it's a familiar. So as she does, the spider's now on the inside of the window and can crawl around. As it crawls around, she tells you a little bit about what's inside the barn as she's looking through it. So she sees that inside the barn, there are 2 more cows that are kind of grazing some hay. There is a small chicken coop in the back of the barn that is got like 6 or 7 chickens in it. There is a door on the far end of the barn that is metal that leads into the grain silo. And for the most part, that's kind of what she sees with just a basic look around.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular you want her to look for?
We'd probably look if there's anything shady or where the chains are, if there's any doors with the spider.
Okay. One thing you do notice is the inside of the barn is actually metal, not wooden. So one thing that she tells you is inside the barn, specifically like the doors that you guys were trying to get in before, have a metal plating on the back of them. So on the front side, it's wood, and on the outside, but on the inside, it's metal plated. As the spider crawls around, it's looking for any doors. Rolls an 18. it sees that there is a what's the word? It's not a trapdoor, but like an alternate door that is at the back of the barn that seems to kind of lead out into nowhere. Like the door is on the back of the barn, but when you guys traveled around to the back of the barn, there was no door there.
Oh, I'd have her send the spider in there.
Okay, so it crawls under that door, and inside of this door is like a small little metal hallway. And at the end of that hallway is a big locked metal door. Now, this hallway is big enough for an animal to walk through. And that door is also big enough for an animal to travel through. But you have a feeling that this is like almost like an invisible little pocket that you guys missed out on when you traveled around the back of the farm.
Okay, can she have the spider check it out and see what...
Yeah, as it crawls up to that door at the end of the hallway, there's no windows or ways for the spider to get into that door, but you have a feeling that's probably where that metallic chamber is.
Okay.
So
Can it
it's
go
like
through
a
the
hidden
locked
little
doors?
torture chamber. What'd you say?
Can the spider get underneath the door?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's like sealed shut.
Oh, okay. Was there any power button on the door that we had a trouble opening from the inside that the spider could flick?
Not that you see. There was that big power box, which is probably where all of the power comes from.
Okay.
But there's a lot of buttons in there. You're not sure.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anything else. We could just go back to Emil and demand that he tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're getting in.
Yeah. And then we don't know how to get, I mean, we wouldn't even be able to get out, I don't think either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we just go back probably.
Okay, let's go back to Emil and let's slap some sense into him.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys head back to the farmhouse. As you arrive back, this is right when you guys are kind of figuring everything out with Emil and the two farmers, and they've kind of told you everything. And right where we left off with you guys in your conversation is now when the party is kind of showing up. You hear the door of the farmhouse open.
The door of the farmhouse slams open, as I like smack it in, and like walk up inside and be like,
Emil, you have a lot of explaining to do.
Whoa.
Hey, guys. Yo, maybe we can help.
Wait, what?
Isabella, guys.
I don't know where you guys have been, but what you've been doing, but this situation has gotten a little more complicated than we thought.
Yeah, he has a torture chamber, and he has those camera things watching
There's a lot of
every
layers.
room.
That makes a bit of sense. I could see why you might have that.
For why?
Is Solus hungry?
Emil,
I don't know.
The meat that we cooked with Emil was weird. And so we decided to talk to him about it. And he ended up explaining to us that he has been turning some servants of Raziel into cows here at the farm.
He's got a machine.
And that's what I butchered earlier. It was not necessarily a cow, but he has a machine that turns people into cows. And as far as we know, he's not going to try to use it on us.
It's called the Bovine-inator.
The Bovine-inator.
As
far as we know, he's not planning on using it on us. He just needed to get rid of the evidence completely
by feeding us the cow.
He tried, but we Kathrak caught it right away.
You misunderstand. You misunderstand. It was not like that. It was not malicious.
Would you eat?
Okay, it was a bit malicious.
It was not delicious.
Have you been eating the cows? Have you been eating the cows, or you just like feed them to everybody else?
No, this was the first time.
He had hoped that we would just kind of go for it and not notice
You didn't even take the.
Now we're still a little upset at my man.
You didn't even try the bite.
Oh, question.
We're still upset at my man, but
serious question.
Yeah.
You have a bovine-nator. Why didn't you make it a chicken-nator? At least that way they'd be smaller to eat.
But you could get eggs from them.
It is
Chickens can fly away.
It's much harder to transfer and remove molecules from someone than it is to add them.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Changing the mass is much harder when you want to make it smaller.
You know, I might have a solution for you needing to eat things without us having to eat things.
Do they have milk?
Here at the farm?
No, the
like
cows.
The cows. Do the cows?
They do not produce milk. They are all male.
I don't feel like y'all are upset enough. He was going to feed us a person.
Oh no, we're still a little bit cheesed.
I'm actually
cow
not that upset about
pun
that,
meant.
to be honest.
You
Were you
are
gonna
fine
at
with
least
eating
eat it
other
with-
people?
How many times do you see me turn into a lion and rip someone's throat out with the blood all in my mouth?
Do you eat
Well,
it?
you only. Yeah, you like
It's
swallow
hard
it?
not to swallow a little bit when you
It's
chew
hard
on
not
someone's
to. What do you
throat.
mean, dude? You can't resist the taste of human flesh.
No, I'm saying there were evil people. Sometimes you kill evil people with your mouth.
Would they taste? What they taste good?
I don't know. I didn't try them. I don't have an intention to eating them. I'm just saying I have eaten people before. Like, not all of them, but like pieces of them.
I don't
Listen,
even
I
know
don't
what to
judge.
say.
I don't judge you.
Solus is eating people too. I don't know why I'm being judged.
Solus is a lion.
And I turned a crag cat, and I also turn into a crag cat when I sometimes gnaw on people. I don't know what you expect from me.
It's just, I don't know.
Anyways, I might be able to bring into existence a couple of animals for a while that can eat your cows, and their bodies should disappear with them.
You can do that.
Yeah.
That would be very helpful. But there are 3 cows. Can you take care of them all now?
I mean, I can make a dinosaur that can probably eat them.
A dinosaur, they have not existed for many years.
It's magic.
Oh. Was that, I ate magic.
Well, I mean, you turn the people into cows. I don't know what you want to call that, but it's not that far from bringing in
that
the
is
dinosaur.
science. That is science.
It's cannibalism.
I did not see it as cannibalism because they are now cows. Their molecules have actually changed. They are no longer people.
I mean, he noticed it was a cow, so I don't know what
Well,
they
it
are.
is cow, but it is a more
Little
lean
different.
cow. It's like it has been grass fed.
Hi. Okay. Isn't cows normally grass fed?
No, they have the special feed for cows that farmers use now.
Interesting.
They don't. Grass fed is very rare now.
Oh, all of the Amish people.
He goes into a 30-minute rant on on chemical pollutants and
Everybody
and,
take a short rest.
Do you want the thing to eat the cows or not?
Yes, that would be helpful. Let me bring out the other two inspectors. One is already taken care of. He pulls out the rest of the frozen, like the meat that you just put in the freezer that you guys were gonna cook up. He pulls out the rest of that and sets it on the counter. And then he says, as he's walking by to Pox, he says, "Is it okay if I leave to go get the cows?
Yeah, I guess so.
Can
Vive la
I-
resistance.
Should I bring maybe some help? These cows are very unruly. They do not like me. I can't imagine why."
Could we just bring the dinosaur to the cows?
We could. This is fine. Yes, good idea. He leads you all.
The dinosaur.
Yeah, he leads you all over to the barn. As he approaches the barn, he places his foot up against the barn door and lifts the 2x4. And as he does, he swings the barn doors open. He says, "Whatever you do, do not go into the grain silo. That is where the Bovine-inator is."
Oh, okay. Does it just auto turn on? Like I walk in and I just poof.
Are you
Cow.
climb it?
It is
Will you climb?
sensitive. It is sensitive.
Why don't you
Yikes.
just destroy the thing?
It is a prototype.
Oh.
Yes. As he leads you into the barn, you get a good look at the whole thing. It's definitely very tech heavy in this area. The barn seems like it is protected in a lot of different ways. And you have a feeling that probably the grain silo is even more protected. Even though it had a door on it that looked like it could be picked, you doubt that was even a thing that was possible, based on the things that he has shown you here and told you. He grabs the other two cows and kind of drags them and tries to get them to come out of the barn. They're both like trying to pull themselves away. He is pretty weak, so he ties one up and takes the other and just uses all of his strength to pull one cow at a time. What animal are you summoning?
Hang on, I'm looking real quick. I believe I'm summoning a Plesiosaurus.
How do you spell it? Allosaurus would be fine too.
Hang on.
Use it in a sentence.
I got to make sure that's the right one.
Allosaurus is a big meat eater too.
Yeah, the Allosaurus would be good too. I just want to make sure. Oh, this is a marine dinosaur.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Plesiosaurus.
I don't know anything about dinosaurs, man.
Plesiosaurus is an underwater dinosaur.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with the Allosaurus.
And Allosaurus is like a T-Rex, but agile.
Let's go with the
Hello?
Allosaurus.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi.
Saurus.
God damn it.
I hate you. So as you summon this creature, it appears in the same, like in a similar way. It's under your control, right? Like
Yes.
It's totally under your control.
Yeah, it's Conjure Beast.
Okay, so it's not like summon demon where the demon does its own thing.
No, it is not.
Okay.
I do not lose control.
Okay.
The demon dinosaur.
So as you apparate this creature, it does the kind of the same thing that the elk did as it appears. I'll do my best Allosaurus impression. Rawr. That's what he does when he appears. He said, "I love you" in dinosaur. And he kind of stomps around outside the barn, and as he walks, the ground shakes beneath its feet, and he lets out like a kind of growl. The first chunks of meat are already gone as this Allosaurus just swallows them all. All these chunks of meat that you were cooking and the ones that you had frozen. And as Emil is bringing out the first cow for the Allosaurus, before it even gets out the door, the Allosaurus bites down on the back of the cow's neck and like rips its spine out and just like murders the shit out of it and eats the hell out of it. Leaving a humongous mess. Emil kind of slips on some of the blood and like falls into the blood a little bit and like rolls over and he goes, "Oh my God, this is disgusting!" As he kind of rolls off of it. And as he looks up at the dinosaur, you could just see like his eyes kind of welling up as he's like a little scared. He's like, "Okay, I'll grab the other cow. He looks hungry."
Oh yeah. I don't think these things get to eat very often, truthfully.
So he grabs the other cow, and you have now disposed of all three of the inspectors. And the best part about it is this Allosaurus will disappear into the void, which means there is no chance that any of these inspectors at all will be, saved in any way. They all the tracking will be completely off the map. The Allosaurus, last thing it does is it licks a lot of the blood up off the ground. And at that point, for the most part, it's taken care of. Your Allosaurus has done the job. Nice job. Good problem solving in this situation.
I'm gonna say good boil and like nuzzle up against him and then like poof him out of existence.
You get a little bit of blood on your like neck as his nose kind of rubs up against your face.
Right.
He says, "Rawr," as he leaves. So, with that, you guys are, you've taken care of this particular issue. Now, of course, Emil has lied to you, so that's a problem, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you may have other questions. It seems like Emil knows a lot more than even he may have let on. He would be either a valuable ally for you or, you seem much stronger than him. You could kill him right now. You could take care of this issue and not let this happen to anybody else if you're worried that he's going to do it to other people. like good people, if you think he's going to hurt good people with it, you know, you seem like you're in the upper hand here.
Right. So here's my
We're
take
rebels.
out of context. I think because these guys are a part of the rebel, squad or whatever, I think that means they aren't out just to like screw everyone over.
Yeah.
But I do think we should try to benefit from either his knowledge or his know-how / tools any way we can.
I mean,
And
he might be able to do the tech to like figure a way for like the time machine stuff too.
Yeah, let's try to fish out any information we can from this guy. And if we have to intimidate him to do so, we can. And if we have to hurt him to the point where maybe we kill him, he's technically a murderer, even if it's for bad people. So, I mean, hey.
Some of those things are going to be a lot harder for me to justify, but
he's kind of like a bounty hunter, but also at the same time, he tried to feed us technically humans, which is really messed up.
I mean, technically they were cows,
but also technically people.
Technically, they used to be people. They're not.
Would you be okay eating that? Would you be upset at somebody for trying to feed you people? I mean,
not if I understood that they were evil people of Raziel. I feel a lot more compassion knowing that, because I know that I would feed people to other people if they were Raziel's minions and I had to get rid of them. Especially if I knew that they weren't going to die.
I mean, there are other ways to dispose of bodies. I mean, you could have just had a huge like fire or something. You know what I mean? But realistically,
I think it was a very unique way to kill people and get rid of them.
No harm, no foul. Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah, he looks over at his two counterparts and he says,
guess.
"A fire? Why did you not think of that? That is genius."
Hey,
his crop earnings all the time.
Why did you? I just have to ask, like, why did you want us to stay here so bad?
I wanted you to eat the inspectors.
That was literally the only reason.
It was not anything personal. I did not mean to hurt you. That said, I may have lied a bit when I said that Well, I also said that they were 100% cow. I am not sure about that. It is a prototype, so it may have had some human meat in there, which is why I did not want to try it myself.
That's fine.
The way the machine is supposed to work is that it actually changes the molecules into the things that you are trying to change it into. I have only tried cow because cow is a simple genetic code. They are very simple to change into.
Don't cows have 5 stomachs? How is that simple?
What would happen if we put Raziel through that machine?
They are simple, but they are also docile for the most part.
This is a good question. Do you think this kind of machine can be weaponized into like a laser gun, or I guess my character might not know, weaponized in a portable format?
Yeah, can we mobilize this Bovine-inator?
This is something I have thought about. Yes, this is kind of why I am testing it.
We are very interested in the military application of this Bovine-inator.
The Bovine-inator can maybe be used in a weaponized kind of way, but at this time, I mean, the only way I was able to get it used was say, there is, as you are coming to inspect the farm, make sure nothing is weird, you should check out the grain silo. The grain silo is my pride and joy. And they walk in and poof, they are cow. So that is the only way I was able to actually get them in there without it being suspicious.
That's a very good way to turn someone into a cow. So you're very tech orientated with all this technology, right?
Well, sure. Yes, this is something that I am.
Do you think you could build a machine that would send people back in time?
Back in time? Why would you want to do that?
Well, let's say that those people were sent forward in time and they were looking to be sent back in time.
Well, if we go far enough back in time, we could maybe take out a big threat.
That's Raziel. We're going to kill Raziel.
Yeah.
That is something I have never even thought was a possibility. Time travel is totally out of our reach. There's no...
I got sent... Trust me, I am a damn near good example of time travel existing.
What do you mean? You're Amish. That is not time travel. You're just in the city.
Okay, Amish is a lot more believable than time travel. And do you really believe Amish?
So as a DM, I'm confused. What are you saying?
I'm basically saying that I just said I was Amish, but I'm actually from the future. But that is more believable, or from the past.
Being Amish is more believable, and now that we have,
but he didn't believe we were Amish either.
Revealing.
Okay. So he says, "You are from the past."
53 years ago and about 7 days.
You have been transported to the future by a machine? Not magic?
Yes, that Raziel built when we were killing him.
Yeah, speaking of,
Not
didn't
at the
you
same
work
time, but it was
his
already
jaw
didn't
kinda
you work
drops open.
Didn't you work directly with Raziel? Did you ever have, if you did you ever have any machines shown to you that maybe you didn't understand or weren't explained to you?
His jaw is kind of wide open. He says, I
You just turned someone into a cow and you're really having a hard time believing this. Am I the only one here that is like...
That is science. This sounds like magic to me.
It's not magic.
Could be. Could be a bit of both. Maybe. What if it's both?
I do not know, but the thing is, it is hard to believe. Do you have any proof of this? That you are from the past?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's easy. Hang on a second.
I'm gonna go into the bag of holding, and I think we have some. We have the princess's diary.
Okay.
Don't we have gold?
I'm gonna pull that out, and I'm gonna
Gold
pull.
wouldn't really.
I mean, they have gold now.
The fact that we have swords.
I mean, that
Just
could
look
be.
at us.
Oh, hang on. I'm looking at the sheet of something that is. I think the royal golden dove keys were from the palace too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull those out too.
Okay.
And we also have the royal family painting, a rough cut of it.
Oh, that's true.
I'm gonna pull that out too.
This is all from the palace that used to stand in, what is it, Neo-Taurus? It was called Now-Taurus at that time. That was the old palace that was there, ruled by the family who was killed by Raziel.
I'll be right back.
He takes a look at it. He's going to roll a history check. Rolls a 19 on his history check. He says, I see, this is very good proof. Wow. This looks like stuff that belongs in a museum. This is crazy.
Belongs in a museum.
Yeah, or selling, which is probably what'll happen to it.
You cannot sell this. This is priceless.
But nothing's priceless.
Okay. He says, this is troubling to know.
Wait, why? Isn't this a good thing?
Well, if Raziel has access to a machine like this, there is no stopping him. But why has he not just used it to take everything over?
He did.
Yes.
No, I mean like more. You know what I mean?
He's probably working on it. Honestly.
We're also pretty sure that he knew that we were getting sent somewhere around this time frame.
I see.
Not exactly, but close.
Here's what I think. I think that Raziel is not as tech savvy as one might think. I don't think that he is. As far as I know, when I have met him, he is not an inventor.
Oh, you met him?
Yes. Years ago, he gave me my directives in making the robots and in the robotics lab. That said, when I met him, he did not come off to me as someone who even understood himself, in that he has many robotic parts and pieces to him that have been put on by other people. He does not seem like an inventor to me. He is a ruler who has been modified, I think. And so my point is, I think what might be happening is maybe he had a an inventor back in the 53 years ago that helped him make the machine.
Time machine.
Yes, the time machine, yes. And that inventor either died or disappeared.
Escaped
Escaped
at the same time that we did.
Do you know anybody that could be?
I do not, but I do know that he has probably been looking for someone to help him put that machine back online. Then, if as you say, it had gone AWOL, it had been violently destroyed, as you had said.
We don't know if it was destroyed. We just know that no Taurus was destroyed.
Right. Well, if the city fell, then I would assume the machine failed as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
And maybe was the culprit. So it is possible he has not have found anyone who is quite as brilliant as whoever helped him make the machine in the first place. Which, if he did, I think he would go back to the past and just kill you when you are children, or something like this. If he had the ability, I think this is something he would do.
Well,
if he really wanted you dead.
That's what we wanted to do, is go back to when we had almost killed him and just kill him.
This seems like a strong plan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how timelines work. That can be complicated.
Oh, really?
You think about it. You go back in time, right? And you meet your former self. Does that change your future? Is your future set in stone? Do you break off into new timelines when you travel to different places? This is there is no science on this. This is all new.
Well, I mean, to be honest, okay, maybe we go with Plan B. That sounds complicated. How many rebels are left, and can we group together to kill Raziel?
We are split apart. We have been split apart for years.
Can we get the gang back together?
Many of the rebels have even taken their tattoos and removed them so that they are not.
Oh, you can
marked.
remove tattoos?
Yes, there are machines for that. It is not pretty, it leaves scars, but better to have a scar than a mark for Raziel, for some. For us out here, we are secluded, so we do not worry. And then the inspector who might see our tattoos gets turned into a cow, so...
That makes sense. So anyways, about getting the gang back together, is that a possibility? Is there a way to do that?
It's called the tattoo removinator.
I'm noticing a trend here. Anyone else?
I'm just kidding.
Next, you're going to tell me there's a Baconator for pigs or something.
No, that is from Wendy's.
What's Wednesdays?
Wendy's nuts hit your face.
Oh my God. So, he says... I would not even know how to get in contact with the rebels that I knew back in the day. To be honest with you, it is not likely that they would come out of hiding unless they knew that there was a chance that they would succeed at this point.
We almost killed him once. He didn't kill us. He had to send us 53 years in the future.
I see.
Seems like a pretty good reason.
That is promising. First, this has been weighing on my mind. I'm sorry about trying to feed you cows. This is feed you people. This is no. I did not mean to alarm you.
We'll call him Cowpool now.
Peepows.
Have you been doing that for a long time?
No, this was the first time. I swear on my life.
We're the lucky. We're the lucky first.
The test guinea pigs.
Yes.
Love them.
I wanted to see if it was possible. That said,
possible to trick people into eating cows?
I don't know why you take so much offense to this.
No, I'm just not in the habit of being a cannibal, so.
I mean,
neither am I.
Were they elves?
They were, who knows?
One was human, one was a Goliath, and the last was a tiefling.
See, you wouldn't have been eating the same people. You wouldn't have been cannibalizing. None of us would have been cannibalizing here.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's the
Humanoids.
same
Humanoids
thing.
are
Yeah, exactly.
That's not cannibalism,
No,
though.
eating human.
It is.
Well, okay, Commander. Actually, you know what I'm gonna ask as a player, then Commander as a DM. That's usually actually up to the DMs. Is eating humanoids considered cannibalism? like if a orc eats a human,
That's
or
a
a
good
human eats a,
question.
you know what I mean? Like a.
Let's
We'll come
look
back
it
to
up.
this one.
Let's look
like
it up.
like 3 months later. Previously on an episode,
D&D.
we reached the point where we didn't know exactly the rules yet, and now we've reached a conclusion.
I'm just saying the
A
definition
flashback?
of cannibalism is
eating
not
a member
humanoid.
of another race cannibalism. D&D from 2016. Technically, eating one of your own race is cannibalism. However, many take it as eating other humanoids as being cannibalism in D&D. By the rules, there is no
depends,
specific
though.
rules.
Yeah.
There is no specific rules.
It's 100% up to you. You're the sole
All I'm
decider of that
saying is the
situation.
definition of cannibalism is.
Or you can
How
just
about
leave it
this?
us.
Eating another
leave it up to us.
civilized
It's like-
humanoid? Eating another civilized
Yeah, they're
humanoid
up
would be-
walking and talking. I don't want to eat them. Thank
But if
you.
they're like wild,
I mean, you don't
Yeah,
have to
they're
want to
like
eat
wild
them. I'm just
animals.
saying it's not
Homeless,
cannibalism. It's definitely murder, and it's kind of gross. But I'm just saying it's not cannibalism.
And
Well,
if
I
they're-
don't.
if
I
they're
don't
rich-
oppose murder. I oppose cannibalism.
If they're rich, it's okay because we eat the rich.
Okay.
God damn it!
The person
Oh.
looking at your search history. It's true. All right. Yeah, I really did search. Is eating a person of another race cannibalism?
That's in D&D.
You are on a list somewhere, somehow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know the FBI is listening to my microphone too. They're like, this dude's putting on a weird French accent. He's talking about eating people.
they think you're a French double agent, dude.
Yeah, they do.
A French sleeper agent.
Well, I hope they like the show at least, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that, this is your kind of chance to learn a lot about this world and about, anything that you're curious about, but I'm not going to spout off a bunch of info to you. It's going to be, anything that you want to know about. If this character knows about it, I'll have him explain it to you because he trusts you enough at this point. He seems like he's pretty on board with you guys and pretty apologetic for trying to trick you into being his guinea pigs.
Can you tell us everything you know about the admin building at Neo Taurus, Raziel system, how he's governed? Does he have generals? Basically everything and anything you could tell us about Raziel would be lovely.
Okay.
Also, do you know how to get a card with like a different name on it? That way we can actually be like, people that do things.
Okay, I will answer this question first about the card. The cards are hard to come by. It is very difficult. You need someone who is trained in specifically the mechanics of the cards, which is not something that I am proficient in. I am a roboticist. This is the cards are artificial intelligence. They are a different kind of technology. He's kind of looking at the blank stares on your guys' face as he's explaining, and he's like, you would need a different kind of scientist is my point.
Okay.
But there are many of them, and there are people who do their own personal research and learn these things so that they can become criminals and
that's where we're heading.
Places like this. Where are you headed? Oh, you said Drudgemore, yes?
Yes.
Yes, Drudgemore will have people there that can help you with the cards. You may find people on the way to Drudgemore. It is.
I was hoping that because, frankly, I don't like Dredgemore. But...
As a roboticist, this is not what I am proficient in. That said, I can help with some information about the admin buildings and the things. The admin buildings are the most security-driven, high-technology places on the map. There are admin buildings in 3 of the cities here on the continent. The main admin building is in Neo Taurus that you have been to. The other admin buildings, one is in Spartanomia, and the other is in Drudgemore. Now, the admin building in Drudgemore is the second biggest. It is also very big, but surprisingly, the reach of Raziel is very small in Judgment. It is possible because the fortifications, the bonds of criminals and the people of Judgment are very strong. They are not an easily manipulated people, and so they do the things that they normally do, and Raziel just overlooks it. He does not try to control them. Is what my point is. Judgment is very much its own bit of ecosystem. That said, there are still many eyes in Judgment.
Yeah.
So it is still a dangerous place to go for refugees like yourselves. That said, with the admin buildings, to access the admin buildings, anyone can go to them. They are open to the public. You can go there to get new cards. You can go there to apply for jobs. You can go there to sign up for the military. There are many things you can do at the admin building for anyone. So getting into the admin buildings is not the hard part. Getting to the very heavy security areas is the hard part. And specifically reaching Raziel is impossible. That is not, unless he wants you to reach him, that is not something you can do.
Why is that impossible?
He is the most guarded person on the planet. He does not come down from his tower unless he wants to, unless he has confidence that nothing will happen to him. He is a paranoid person. As I've spoken with him, the only time I ever met him was in a roboticist lab, just so he can show me how to make the robots. And he wasn't even the one who showed me. He showed me to someone he trusted. And that person taught me about the robots, and I was his apprentice for many years. So with that, when I recall him, it was he was like I said, paranoid. He was always asking questions, always overlooking your shoulder.
So he doesn't trust anyone.
He does trust people. There are people in his ranks that he trusts.
Do you think we could get a list of those people?
The ones that I know of, sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are more, but I'll give you the people that I know.
Yeah, because if we're trying to take down Raziel, nice place to start is killing everyone who we trust.
That is true. Good luck with that. I'll give you the three people that I know that he trusts.
Can you tell us where they're located too, please?
Yeah. Also, do you know anyone close to? I mean, we can't even get into a city because we have no ID. Do you know anyone around that could do the card thing for us?
You will be able to get into Judgment. You can get into Judgment. They are not as strict about their borders because they have many criminals coming in and out of the city, and that is a known fact. So those criminals, they are allowed to come and go without checkpoints.
I'm pretty sure me or Kathrak can probably get us into Dredgemore.
But to answer your question, no, I don't know anyone specifically that can help you with that.
Yeah.
Like I said, my connections are small. What did you want to say, Fox?
Who taught you about the machines?
That's what I was about to get into.
Well, let's get into it.
Sorry, Bunny just texted me. She said her computer crashed. Which is a bummer.
Gross.
Big bummer. All right, so let me pull up my list here of names. Oh yes, I have a list of names for you that I will read 3 of, and I'll explain to you where they're at and what they do. So the first name here is Benedict Arnold.
But by the time we're done with him, he's gonna be Benedict.
God damn it.
He says Benedict Arnold is one of the religious leaders in Neo Torres. He has changed much of the religion of this landscape. Almost single-handedly is very charismatic and has drawn many people to believe that Raziel is a god. So there are cults around the continent and around the world that believes that his rise to power is divine providence, and Benedict Arnold is one of the main culprits of this. I know that he works very close with Raziel because Raziel has mentioned him many a time in announcements that he's sent out across the continent, saying things like, "I thank Benedict Arnold for his kind words and for working closely with the government and yada yada." He is very open about his relationship with Benedict Arnold. The person who taught me, his name is Vincent Montgomery.
Yep.
Also known as Vinny. He lives in Neo Torres as well.
Oh, I need water. I'll be right back. Spicy.
You're good. What is it that you want to know about him?
What's he do?
He is the lead of the robotics. What would you even call that? I don't know. The robotics division. Thank you. The robotics division.
Do you know where we can find him specifically? Is he someone who's easy to find? Because I imagine Benedict Arnold is not hard to find. I imagine Vincent
Like in a
Montgomery.
church or something, yeah.
Benedict Arnold is not hard to find. He is hard to reach. He is hard to talk to. He's like a celebrity.
Oh.
Yes.
I can make dinosaurs though, so I mean.
True. This is true. Vincent, he is much harder to find. I would imagine that he is probably in the administration building in Neo Torres. That's what I would think.
Okay. Can he shut off all the robots?
In the lower levels, probably. Could he shut them all off?
Yeah.
At the same time, I think he probably builds fail-safes for that. I don't think it would be that easy. Just flip
So he
a switch.
doesn't have the override that he himself can turn them all off.
I think he could, but all at the same time, this was I'm not sure. This is not something that I am familiar with in terms of the security of the robots and how the network works. That is not something I am familiar with. The network that connects the robots. I am familiar with the make of the robots. Very familiar.
Okay.
He is a jack of all trades. He knows about the networks. He knows about the body. He is an inventor, an innovator.
Okay. Why is he following Raziel?
That I'm not sure. We did not ever really talk about this. To me, he was just a mentor.
Nice guy, not nice guy.
I would consider him a friend. To be there? I would consider him a friend, but not anymore. As when I took my leave, I had mentioned to him before I left. I said I was thinking about running away, and it was from then onward that there was much security on me. Like he had spilled that information to someone without my consent, and so I no longer confided in him after that. Who knows why he does what he does? He did not seem scared to me. He did not seem like a scared person, like he was intimidated. He seemed like he was doing it on his own, maybe for the love of it. It's possible that he just enjoyed what he did. You must realize, coming from the past, that the people, all they have ever known is Raziel, many of them. So they do not see him as evil like some of us do.
Yeah, well, I don't judge people for that.
I do.
Well. Anyways, third person, you said you had 3.
Yes. The last person is Victoria Emregard. E-M-R-E. Guard. Victoria Emregard.
Okay. Who's she? Where's she at?
He says, Victalia is one of the leaders of the games in Spartanomia. She is one of the entertainment directors and advertisers for Razil. And as far as I know, she may... This is just a speculation. She may have some kind of relationship with him.
That is disgusting on many levels.
She is not... she's not the most... I think... prideful person. And what I mean by that is... I don't think she cares as much of what he looks like and more the powers that he has.
Okay, well. To each their own, I guess.
Those three are the ones that I would say very high chance that they are personally involved with Razil and someone that he would trust. That said, I cannot guarantee about Victoria, as I am not sure about the relationship in the last few years. So that could have changed. What I remember is her time in Neotorres. When she was there, she spent much time with him privately. And after she left, there were much more advertisements and much more pushes, campaigns for Raziel and his benevolence. She did very much good for his image.
Okay, interesting.
I feel a force on my face. What is this? Move it. Streamer man.
Oh.
Move the mouse.
It's like, what?
I was so confused.
I was so confused
I
too.
did a little bit where I ate it a minute ago too. I like chomped on
Oh, sorry.
it.
Okay, is there any allies left of the rebel that we could maybe reach at different areas? We met Gimli. I don't know if you know Gimli.
You've met Gimli?
Yeah, he's the one who directed us to Dredgemore.
Gimli, that old crotchety piece of shit. He is not a bad guy. He's just he's shameless. He's taken many of my designs. I thought I recognized that leg. That Gimli gave that to the lion, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to check it and make sure it's working well?
It's actually, I wanted to ask if you could check on the leg.
Yeah, he says I will take a look at it, no problem. To answer your question, my contacts with the rebels are completely burned, all the bridges. I have secluded myself, mostly because in the last few years, many of the rebels have changed sides. No longer rebels for fear or whatever reason. There could be so many, but I no longer have very much trust for them. Based on what I've seen from you all, you are outsiders. You did not know anything. And so it's actually easier for me to trust you because of
That's
that.
fair. Okay. Well, I guess we'll keep that in mind when we run across rebels. What about your two friends, the farmers who help you?
Yes. This is Butch. He points to the kind of deeper voiced guy. And the smaller, kind of more high-pitched one, that is Leo.
Okay. Do you guys have any contacts?
Hold on, let me look at my
lines?
list. I said the name wrong. Hold on. Give me a second. I got a list here. That's Butch. Is the bigger, kind of deeper voice one, and the skinnier, kind of higher pitched voice one is. Sorry, where's my? I'm gonna scroll up. Give me a second. Oh, that's Norm, not Leo. Norm. 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 And that is Norm.
Do you guys have contacts left in the Alliance that are not turncoats?
They both kind of shake their heads.
Okay, well,
Not
can
really
you tell
my
us?
thing to keep friends. You're looking at them.
Okay, fair. Can you fill us in on technology as best as you can, a basic understanding, like how everything works? Network, like you mentioned networks. I don't know what network really is. I don't really know how to use these things called cellular phones. Is that what they call them?
That is what you would call a telephone.
Okay, well, I don't really. Basically, anything that is tech related in the last 50 years.
Okay. He says, I do not mean to be, this is not a joke, okay? But are you all hungry? Do you want to eat?
I don't know. What do you have?
You got
We
some
have,
vegetables.
You got some like lettuce?
We have kids cuisine.
You know, kids' cuisine actually doesn't sound too good after today.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had one, but
It looked.
Implying that
I
the
gotta be
kids were
honest.
turned into food.
No.
oh,
I wasn't even thinking that. I was
didn't
thinking.
even think
Yeah,
about
oh
that,
no.
but that is so right.
oh no.
Big Kids Cuisine-inator.
Kids cuisine-inator. It wraps
It's
you
just a
up in
small. It's a smaller silo next to the big one.
Insidious.
That's so bad.
Infernal machine.
It splits your atoms into like a shitty piece of meatloaf and a brownie with sprinkles on it.
When it opens up, you could just hear this like echoes of screams.
You open the kids cuisine.
The steam escapes from the package. Just
Lights
like,
flicker.
Help me.
Oh,
At least it would be easier to eat than an entire cow.
oh my God.
Spirits floating up from it.
So what I'm going to tell you happens here is whatever you guys are hungry for, whether it's your own rations or whatever, you don't have to worry about him like tainting it at this point. If you want to grab, like, he's got to have food in his house for him to eat. So, you know, whatever he eats, he offers to you guys.
Yeah, I'll eat whatever he decides to eat.
Okay. We'll just say that he eats, I mean, he's just going to eat like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay.
Okay.
No, that's what he makes for everybody. And he spends the next like 3 or 4 hours just explaining to you a lot of the technology, like the simple stuff.
Yeah.
So he gives you words now that your characters can use without worrying about it. You can use words like laser and telephone and car and all those other words that you may have been holding yourself back from using. You can use any words that you felt, you know, like you may have needed to hold back. That said, your characters aren't going to know about things like nanotechnology or, you know, other stuff like that. Like that information is not what he shares with you. He shares with you the basics, you know, the stuff that you would need to know to get by and pass as someone from this generation.
I don't think me as me would be using nanotechnology anyway. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah, you know what a microwave is. You know what a fridge is. You know all that kind
Oh,
of
hell
stuff.
yeah. Okay.
And you know the basics of how they work, too. He shows you around the kitchen. He shows you through your cards to show you how to work your cards. So the way your cards work is when you pull those out, they have your ID on one side. And if you swipe down from the top, it gives you a keypad. And he calls it a keypad. And he says you can put in someone's personal phone number in that keypad to call them. And if you hold the card up to your ear, you're not going to hear anything unless you have one of the specific implants from the administration building, one of the specific hearing devices. It doesn't have to be an implant. You have an option. So you can get an implant or you can get like what's like an AirPod. You can get either one of those types.
Is there third-party AirPods that are not made by the administration that we can acquire easily?
That is possible. Not something
Another
that
Dredgemore thing?
Probably.
Okay.
All of the things that you might need that are avoiding the government, but to find things for the government, like for that the government makes, that's probably in Dredgemore.
Okay.
So with that, you guys are up to speed on all that tech and stuff. Let's take a quick break. You guys get the rundown on the world and just specifically about the technology and the stuff you asked for from him. Now, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? This is kind of you're kind of free reign to poke and prod at your DM's brain about stuff. So I don't have anything that you need to specifically ask me. It's just if you're curious as a player or a character about something in particular, if this character can answer it, he will. If he can't,
I'd
he won't.
probably ask him if he.
Do you know anything about the elves? Is Raziel still connected in there or not? I know he's not in Dredgemore, but what about the elves?
The elves are very secluded. They are very safe from Raziel. I would not say that they are. As far as I know, I've never seen a robot or any of the other machines enter the Illian Forest.
Why is that?
They are very fortified, and they are respected by many people. And it would look very bad on Raziel if he tried to invade them because they keep to themselves. So it would be like invading a neutral.
So there was never any talks about like taking over?
Of course. I had heard murmurs of an idea of traveling into the Illian Forest to try and take it, but this is not something that he ever did, or maybe it is something he is planning on doing but has not executed.
Do you know if the elves are against Raziel, or are they just quietly just waiting for him to like kill them all? Because that's what it sounds like.
Nobody knows. An elf from the Illian Forest has not been seen in well over 20 years.
I don't think they would be. I also don't think they'd be waiting for him to kill them. Like, I think that they would be, you know.
Well, I don't know anything about elves, and you don't really talk about your homeland, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Why haven't any elves been seen? Yes.
The answer to that question, I thought maybe you would know, but now that I know you are from the past, there's no way you would know. I have not talked to an elf from the Illian Forest ever in my life. And the last murmurs of elves being seen coming from the forest, like I said, were 20 years ago. So in this time, I'm not sure what they've been doing. No one is. And nobody dares go in because as you I'm sure know, they are very defensive.
I'm just saying, Nora, that might be a good idea to go in there, and you probably know the way to get in without us dying.
Oh, you think that they just want like random people?
No,
walking in.
If we were from 53 years ago in the past, and we know about Raziel, and they maybe are trying to, they have to know that he leveled the city 3 times. I mean, that's got to be something that's like, eventually he's going to probably come and invade us, so maybe we take the offensive.
I mean, I guess we could go. I'm just saying that 53 years ago I was banished, but if we go in saying we have information that maybe we knew he was coming, then maybe they would listen.
Can you tell us one of these days what you got banished for?
It's really nothing, honestly. They're just very serious.
Like, did you eat someone's pork pie or something?
You think I ate someone's pork pie? I was the most upset here about the cannibalism. No one else seemed to care.
Wait, our pig's cannibalism now?
No, but I don't go around eating people's pork pies.
I'm just saying. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emil is like awkwardly like bites into his peanut butter jelly.
I don't have any more questions. If you guys do, I mean.
The other 2 farmers, they, as you're kind of talking, they are finishing up their meals, and one of them, specifically, we'll go with Norm. Norm says, like we said, we don't actually live here at the farm here. This is kind of just a cover-up place. We got a little hideout down the way that we live in. It's more of a lookout. So if you guys want to come check that out, you can. But That's up to you. We're gonna head that way though.
Emil, do you normally go with them?
Emil says, "Yes, I do not stay here at the farm.
Well, we can all head that way then.
It's fine if you wish."
Yeah, I mean, if you don't stay here, there's no reason to stay here now.
It is a fine place to stay. I just do not like being surprised, and there is not a good place to. As you can see, we are surrounded by forest.
Yeah,
you can be snuck up on. Yeah, so we have a hideout that is on the trail that can see if people are coming.
Yeah, I like that because we would really like to avoid Rosiel as well.
Okay. That is fine. We will leave the farm. You can come with us. I was planning on staying here with you all tonight. It's not a problem. But it is fine if you want to head to the hideout. I'm not sure if there will be enough room for all of us. It is.
I mean, we can sleep outside if we have to.
It is very cramped with just the three of us. So, with that, we'll show you the way. As he does, you guys leave the farm behind in your vision as you walk through the pathway, and that pathway leads into a small patch of forest. And in this small patch of forest, the pathway kind of curves out of the forest and into the forest, out of the forest, into the forest. And on one of the curves that goes into the forest, they step off the pathway deeper into this patch of forest. And as they do, they come up to a section that is kind of like a clearing in the forest that's still barely within vision of the trail. And hanging behind one of the trees in this opening is like a wooden rope, or not a wooden rope, just a rope. Sorry, rope. And as you look up, the rope leads up to what looks like a tree house. So they all climb up the rope by putting their feet on the tree trunk. So they put their feet on the tree trunk and they climb the rope using their feet to kind of help guide them up.
Mm-hmm.
There's little wooden planks on the trunk of the tree for them to step their feet on as well. And they climb their way up to the hatch of this treehouse and open it up. And as they do, you guys can see the inside of this treehouse is entirely chromatic and kind of metal. But the outside is wooden, kind of a similar thing that you've been noticing with them. And as they climb in there, whoever climbs up first, it doesn't really matter. You get the kind of first view of this. So as you guys come in, it is a pretty cramped tree house, but it's big enough to fit all of you in at once. It is across 3 different trees. It's kind of a long tree house in a U shape. So when you go through the hatch, there's just like a U-shaped walkway, and that's kind of the whole tree house. There's a few sleeping bags on the ground, and there are windows on the edges of the tree house that you can look out and see the trail, which is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And whoever's the last up, you notice that there's no windows on the outside of the treehouse, though. So, like, when you walk up into the treehouse, there's windows there, but on the outside, you can't see them, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. On the outside, you can't see those windows. So it's like a one-way mirror kind of thing. Is that what that's called? One-way mirror? Two-way mirror?
Yeah.
What's that?
One-way.
One-way mirror. Yeah.
Interesting.
This is our home sweet home. This is where we get a good look at the trail, and we have these. And he picks up some night vision goggles. As we take shifts.
Makes sense.
So, with that said, there are other things you want to know. Anything?
I'm pretty good. Does anyone else want to know things?
Otherwise, you can sleep. There is not a lot of room for us to all sleep here, but you may take rest in the woods below as well. There is room between the trees, and a few of you could sleep up here if you wish.
Okay. We can help with shifts too. I reckon.
It is not necessary. We have the shifts covered. You may stay up with us if you like, but we only kind of trust each other to
No, that's
watch the
fine.
trail. So
Okay.
Butch, Norm, you can show them to a nice patch of grass if you wish. The sun is going down. Actually, I think it is about time that we start with the first shift. And you guys go ahead and get a long rest. If you haven't already.
Yep.
I think I've really done anything on my character since the first one.
That's okay.
I need to get spells back.
Wait, do I get a new emote slot in 7 emotes? Do you get a new emote slot at 175?
Might be 200. I don't know.
It says on my stream elements 168 out of 175 sub points.
Check on your partner dashboard under the
So
the creator.
okay, thank you. I don't want to
Settings.
distract too much, but so with that, what are you guys thinking in terms of what you want to like? Where do you want to go from here as a party, as a group?
I would like to head
you've got
after
some
the
new-
assassin personally, and then head to Drudgemore.
Okay. So that's Zim's idea. What do you guys? You guys can just talk it out as a party. Talk it out as a group. You know, you can even do it in character if you want.
Personally, I do want to head to Drudgemore as soon as you can, but if it's not too far out of the way, yeah, we can go. Track that down, and I just want to make sure before we get out of here, we get maybe if this guy has something laying around a little extra that we can just kind of grab on and take with us that might help us out. He might be willing to part with some stuff. We could try to see if
Oh,
he'd be
like
open
tech
to that.
stuff, techie stuff.
Yeah, maybe, or even just like weapons or whatever. Just supplies he might have.
Okay.
Just want to see what we can grab before we go.
Okay. Parks, Nara, what are you guys thinking?
I kind of, I trust it.
Okay. Nara.
Yeah, I'm down, to do whatever.
Let's go kill an assassin. I'm so excited.
Sounds fun as hell.
I'm gonna eat him.
So,
Or her.
do you have a
I don't
know.
plan on
Please
hunting
don't.
down this assassin? Do you have a plan?
Not really.
So,
question.
it's been a while since you encountered this assassin. You have the body of an assassin, which might help you like understand what they might look like. But other than that, the scent's long gone. You're way off the trail from where they went.
Do you think you could track their car thing?
Oh, you mean the assassin from the... You mean
Yeah,
the
from the
person who killed
factory.
the boss? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
the
thought you were talking
factory.
about the assassin from the carnival that
Oh, no.
shot at you guys.
No.
Okay. So with that, are you asking Emil?
Yeah.
Emil, can you help us track the person who killed the boss, man?
It is possible. I could maybe try to do that. It would not be easy. We would need a lot of access to places I don't think we have the access to, like the administration building in Spartanomia, which is a couple days walk from here.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
That said, I do not think that it is something like tracking the car is not, I don't think, the way to go about it. Let me tell you what I know about this factory, because I did not explain it all. It was not that important, but if it is important to you, I can tell you what I know.
Yeah, please.
The factory is for oil. It's an oil factory, and it is a stone quarry as well. They work in petroleum, gasoline, and oil. So they do a lot of drilling, and they use that oil to oils the robots. They are a manufacturer of the grease hinges for the robots as well.
Okay.
Now, the people there are just workers. They are not. I'm sure many of them have never even seen Raziel in person, let alone know what they are doing. They are working for money, and that is what drives them.
What about the boss man? He probably knew, didn't he?
I probably did, yes.
I wonder if the assassin's actually against Raziel then.
Who knows? There are many reasons why these kinds of things might happen. One thing that immediately came to my head was that if a boss dies, what happens?
Oh, they replace him with someone they want.
They replace him, right? So maybe they are not very attentive with their workers. Raziel has better things on his mind. So they say someone is dead at the factory. They promote the next person. More money for that person. More exposure for that person. They continue to climb the ladder. So that was my first thought. Is maybe they are someone trying to get a promotion. Who knows? That is just an idea. There could be other reasons. The boss may have had access to the factory doors, which the assassin may want access to the factory to grab pieces and parts. I am not sure. There could be lots of reasons.
Interesting. I didn't think of that. So you mean he might actually be going back?
One more time. Sorry, I was reading.
He might be going back to the factory then, or she.
I would assume they would return to the scene of the crime when they think that it is safe.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's the way that we find this person, as we wait for them to come back.
If you want to, that is your prerogative. Oh. I would say, I mean, for me, this is not that serious. But it could be, I guess.
I don't want to know why someone's killing someone and who he's working for, and if they're working for Raziel, they probably have people that we can get to that good to kill for, against Raziel.
Sure. This is possible, sure.
Or if they're working against him, those could be potential allies.
Also true. These are good points. With that, I wonder what your plan would be if you caught this person.
We'll find out who they're working for. If they attack us, beat them to a pulp, and then ask them who they're working for.
I think it would be foolish to attack you all. You are very intimidating.
Yeah, well, my hope is that we catch them by surprise. That way they can't just flee, and then hopefully they just talk to us. But I mean, if they feel like they're, gotta do something, no, I don't know. Some people feel like they just need to die,
I think I understand what you mean, and I agree with you. I just want to make sure that you do not blow our cover. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after we leave here, truthfully, we'll probably never see each other again. And I'm one of those people who would rather die than talk to Raziel.
I am with you there. The rest of you, you all seem maybe does this creature speaks for you, Zim? He speaks for you?
Creature? What the hell does that mean?
What are you? I don't know what you are.
I'm a halfling.
You shapeshift into animals. Sorry, not animals. Monsters.
Monsters.
It's very smart. Knows what he's talking about. And I do a lot of the fighting.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm strong. You want to arm wrestle?
I don't think I would win that. Maybe Butch might.
Butch, you want to arm wrestle?
I'd take you in an arm wrestle.
All right, boys, it's happening.
All right.
Time to roll, baby. Time to roll.
Do I have to pay out the other one? Because the other one hasn't
No.
happened
I know, but I'm about to roll.
You could still roll a 20 here.
I could still roll a 20 here.
The 20s could happen here. You're gonna be rolling.
Why don't we do it like this? Commander? You and I roll back and forth until one of us hits a 20.
20. Okay, I like that.
That way we can finish out the prediction, and that's who wins the arm wrestle.
I'll videotape mine. I'll put mine up on the camera here.
Yeah.
So that there's no chance of, any
no scams,
feel bads. Yeah, exactly.
Gamaz.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Woo. Now, what am I rolling just a D20, or am I rolling with a little bit of
rage? If you rage, you have advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage if you rage.
I think I should rage.
I agree.
Okay.
Actions. Rage 1. Pog. And
Butch is probably just a simple farmhand, and here.
yeah, true.
Okay. And before Butch rolls a fucking,
he's just gonna
gets a +4 on his rolls here.
He gets a +4. Okay, well that doesn't matter because it needs to be a natural 20, right?
Right.
Yeah, you guys are rolling until nat 20s.
Yeah, we're rolling until we hit nat 20s anyway.
Yeah, so the plus isn't really gonna do it.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter for us. Neither does advantage. You don't need to rage.
Advantage does. Because he gets to roll 2 20s.
That's true. That's
higher
true.
percentage chance of getting to get out of here, Commander.
Right. I wasn't even thinking about that. My bad. All right, so you're gonna rage?
Yeah, I raged already.
All right,
which means I'll let you roll first.
You go out to a stump, and each put your arm on the stump, and we got to put on some music, right? We can't just we can't let this go without music. I'm gonna put on the same music we did before for this because I like that music.
Super passionate about arm wrestling, yes.
All right. I didn't get to fight anything today. I'm feeling it.
All right. So first roll to 5.
And I'm doing
2 rolls. 2? Yep.
Does it work?
Shift.
Shift doesn't. I don't know if this works.
You hold shift before you
click athletics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess I was gonna roll a d20, but I can just roll the athletics because it's the same shit.
Oh, so close.
An 18, yeah.
I got a 4.
All right. Again. There we go.
This could go on forever, Statistically, if we get really unlucky,
it could go on forever, but I'm gonna beat your ass.
Got a 2.
2? Here we go again, baby.
You're both rolling at opposite ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
Also, while this is happening, Emil is looking at Solus's leg.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
You rolled a 5.
Another 5. Yeah.
Come on. Frick.
6.
Again.
Go again.
Frick. Those are bad rolls right there.
8.
One day.
18.
This is getting kind of scary.
Oh my god, that's a bad one.
14. That was almost a 20. Did everyone see that?
Oh,
I can't see your camera. Is it on their screen?
I feel like his is slightly controlled. Mine's just like, oh no, so close to 19.
3.
Oh, that's so bad.
Dude, you have so many rolls
14.
and you haven't got a 20. Jesus.
This is 11. So scary. Oh my god, I'm gonna throw this, aren't I? What is this?
15.
There's so many
1.
rolls.
Come on.
16.
No, what is this shit?
1.
Dude, good thing we didn't do it on ones. Holy shit.
19.
Oh god.
Oh,
come on, at 25 again.
6.
It's only a matter of time, Commander.
11.
I'm gonna put you out of your misery.
Oh.
Yeah! It's a got a 25 and a 26. Let's go.
No, he got the 19 and the 20.
My man went.
All right, pay out the predictions. How do you do it? I don't even know.
Choose outcome.
Yeah, choose outcome.
So do I have to do /prediction?
No. I can do it for you if you want.
Well, where's choose outcome?
I'm in mod view. So,
Oh, okay.
Party wins.
Yeah,
Party wins, baby.
Believers,
Hey, yo.
party believers did it. All right.
Easy
So-
1.7k points. Easy clap.
So as you arm wrestle with Butch, he doesn't put up quite as much of a. You know what? Never mind. He puts up a fucking huge fight. Okay, this is like one of the best arm wrestles you've ever had. As both of your guys' arms are straining against each other, the veins are popping out from underneath your fur. You can see his bird tattoo is flexing as he's holding onto your arm. And you finally just slowly put his hand down onto the stump and beat him. This was a best of one, not a best of three. And he's like, all right, fine. You got me. Oh, man. Oh, my shoulder. He kind of shakes his shoulder off a little bit. So, you killed it. Nice job. 9.7k goes to Stinky Saki and 8 others. Nice. All right.
That's a lot of points.
Got the 8 believers. Now with that, you guys are... We had someone looking at a leg. No, yeah, leg. Hold on. So Emil looks at Solus's leg, and he's going to rolls a 6. He doesn't seem to notice much about the leg, but he does say that this is his design. He says, "Yes, this is my own design. Actually, this is something that I came up with many years ago. I have a better design, but I don't have the pieces for it. If you can bring me some of these pieces, maybe I could up the quality of this leg, maybe even providing some powers to Solus that he did not have before."
What kind of pieces?
He kind of ruffles around in a random stack of paper that's in the treehouse up here, and he pulls out a kind of scribbled down schematic for a leg that looks much more beefy and muscly, just thicker and has more pieces to it than the one that Solus has on right now. Imagine Solus's leg right now is like a mannequin leg. It's like real skinny. Doesn't match at all with his regular leg. Whereas the schematic that he pulls out looks like it would be a perfect fit. It's kind of like a, like a lion leg. And he says, he kind of gives you a list of the parts. He says, I have the plating already. I have most of the plating. It is mostly, I need some special hinges. You can find these hinges at the factory, actually. If you were to break into the factory, they have hinges that would work for this. I also need some specific screws. And those
are any of these things on the dead robots that we have?
The screws might be. Let me think. The screws on the robots are too big. They would probably be too big. I can look, but I think they would be too big.
Okay.
The size here of this leg is about half the size of one of those robot legs. So it would need a screw about half the size.
Okay.
That said, you can find these screws. There are smaller robots. Specifically, there are entertainment robots in Spartanomia. You can check out there if you wish. Judgmore has the same kinds of robots, and they have the kinds of screws you're looking for.
Are the screws illegal?
Are they illegal?
Yeah, can I just go to a store and buy them?
They are very specific for robotics. You cannot just buy them at the store.
Okay.
They are stripped in a certain way that they fit without unscrewing themselves in lots of movement.
Gotcha. Well, I'll keep this list in mind, and if we see each other again, maybe we'll see what's up, what happens.
Sure. Yes. That is fine. Solus, it seems that he is in a bit of pain from the legs that he is having now. So this leg, if this is something that you care about, I think Solus would probably appreciate it.
Well, can you just wrap me how to make it so that I don't have to come all the way back here?
It's going to be on the way back to Neo Taurus
Oh,
anyways.
true. Right.
We will meet again, I'm sure.
Okay.
I do not know for sure, but if you know where Gimli is, you can maybe ask him as well. You can just take this. I trust you with it. I have copies. You can take this. He gives you the schematic for the leg.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
He says, if you find another inventor or roboticist, they might be able to help you. Just know that many of the roboticists in the nation are they are under the thumb of Razio. They are.
Makes sense.
So, with that, it's SOLUS, I believe, right? Solus? Nar? Is it SOLUS or it's AS? Okay.
AS.
Solus, like that. All right. So with that, what do you guys? You getting your long rest? You got your long rest? You wake up in the morning. Things are good. Your plan is to what?
I think our plan is to. I mean, if he's going to be coming back to the factory, the assassin, or she is coming back to the factory, we could just wait out there and kind of hide, and then we could also break in and get Nara's screws and hinges.
Okay. That sounds bonkers to me.
That works for me.
So probably stay hidden and watch the factory and look for the person who they were being as, and wait a few days until we see them.
You think it'll take us a few days to get that many parts?
I'm saying up to a few days. My hope is that, not to get in the parts thing, but if the assassin's coming back to rob the place, then they might wait for it to die down a little bit. So,
well, we need to be careful as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We stay low.
Okay.
So if they don't come in a few days, then we just break in, get the shit, and go to Dredgemore.
Sounds good to me.
So.
Okay. So your plan is to go kind of stake out the factory?
Yep.
All right. So the factory is kind of like in a big open area with a forest kind of to the east of it. And that big open area, there's not a whole lot of places to really hide.
Actually, before we leave Emil, can I ask him something?
Emil, you use the night goggles at night. Do you have anything for the day that can see fall?
Binoculars, sure.
Yeah, binoculars.
Sure, I can provide you with some binoculars. It's the least I can do for trying to feed people to you. He says.
Helpful, yeah, helpful.
He provides you one pair of binoculars.
Okay, so then we'll just hide out in the woods and use the binoculars. Just keep an eye on them.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll me stealth checks, everybody.
Yeah. Not wrong one. They're the same, but goddamn S's, man.
Okay, so stealth.
My sleight of hand and stealth are the same. I just hit the wrong one.
Yeah. Okay. With your combined rolls, what's the average of that? Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna roll for Isabella here. Oh, she rolled all right. Okay.
Our average was right around 16.
You know what? Smart ass. You're right. All right. Even with Isabella's roll, she actually rolled a 16. With that, you guys are pretty hidden up in the woods outside the factory. You get a nice visual of the whole place. It's a large compound with metal buildings. These metal buildings are pretty much just rectangular in shape. You recall one of the buildings you've been in, which is the kind of what you might consider the administration building or the staff building, where there's an office for the manager and there's a lounge for employees and stuff. So you recognize that building. You also recognize as people come in during the morning to go into their shifts, a lot of them are going into the largest building on the campus. And that large building is, it looks like it's got a big drill coming out of the top of it. So this large kind of rectangular building has a big drill kind of coming out of the top of it. You didn't recognize it was a drill before. You didn't know what it was. But now that you've been told kind of what this place is all about, it's pretty obvious what it is now.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them are going in that building. And you're not sure, but they kind of stay in there for pretty much most of the day. Sometimes they come out to go to lunch. But for the most part, it seems like they are pretty normal workers. What you do recognize, though, is that the boss's car never comes back.
Yeah.
So that the old boss's car, you're not sure where it is, but it's definitely not coming back. With that, though, what exactly are you looking for? I'm curious.
We knew that they shapeshifted into a person, right? Or we assumed that. So that's kind of the person that we're looking for, the same style of outfit, that person. That's kind of what I would be looking for, at least.
Okay, so you're looking for a janitor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you see a few janitors that come in each day. Go ahead and roll me, everyone go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Everyone go ahead and roll me an investigation check from afar.
That's not a good roll. Fucking Jimmy.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
He's looking at the binoculars the wrong way.
I had I think I like brought them up to my head too fast and jammed them into my eyes and blinded myself for like a minute.
All right.
This is 0. Jeez, man.
Okay.
We do have visibility if you didn't roll for her.
Yeah. Okay, with a 6. She's not doing great. That said, Nara, I'm going to give this one to you since you got the highest roll here for investigation. As you're looking through the binoculars at one point, the rest of the group is kind of twiddling their thumbs, working other stuff during this time. And as you're looking through the binoculars, you notice one of the janitors doesn't show up for his shift one day. So he came in, we'll say it's Monday, okay? Say it's a Monday. So came in on Monday, did a shift, left like normal. Came in Tuesday, did a shift, left like normal. Wednesday, not here. Nobody seems to be asking very many questions. Thursday comes along. Still not here. But with your investigation of 18, you notice this same guy now dressed in a suit. And he walks into the administration building. Shuts the door behind him.
That's the guy. That's got to be the guy.
So he either got promoted or
he was playing that undercover boss.
Mm-hmm.
You let us know.
Yeah, I'm telling them.
I think we should go inside and ask him. You know?
With that, I'll give you a description of what this guy looks like. He is a younger dude, probably in his mid-20s, human. So it looks like a younger guy. He has curly red hair, and it comes down off the back of his head, and it comes down to about his shoulders. He's got a long, kind of hooked nose, and he walks with a limp. So the way he walks, he kind of like drags his right leg a little bit of a limp.
Did he have that limp before?
Yes, he's had it all the days you've seen him.
Okay. Interesting.
You've actually never seen him do any janitor work, but you also don't really look inside the buildings.
Yeah.
You can't really see inside the buildings. But for the most part, he's pretty easy to recognize. Like, he's a pretty easy person to recognize. And what you've also noticed in your 3 days of hanging out watching this factory, you've also noticed that the workers are not very vigilant. They don't pay much attention to anything. They come to work, they do the job, they leave. So a guy like this could easily slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
And with that, behind you, Nara, as you're looking through the binoculars and kind of piecing this together, you tell the rest of your group, and as you're all kind of taking turns looking through the binoculars, discussing this, you hear behind you the faint sound of an instrument in the distance of the forest behind you. And as these musical notes kind of reach your ear, you also hear the kind of mechanical noise of a robot accompanying it. You hear like the zzz, 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 zzz. It's like a higher pitched version of the robots that you met before that made like a zzz, zzz, every time they moved. It's more like a zzz, 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 zzz. So it's like a smaller robot noise of some kind coming from behind you in the forest. And as it's approaching, that's where we'll end it for today. So, we'll find out what that's all about next week. Sound effects straight from DreamWorks, I know.
Oh, I like it.
It's a robit, because it's just a bit of a robot. Yeah.
Speaking of which, where are you guys putting your robot parts and like the cart? It's got all the robot parts in it.
I kind of just assumed we were hiding the cart with us, like in a like covering it in the forest.
Okay.
Like foliage and stuff like that.
Will you roll me, whoever wants to help can help with this. Roll me would that even be a survival check to try and cover up the cart and, you know?
I think that's you, right, Nara? And I would help you. Can you get advantage if I help her?
I can also like make things invisible. So I don't know.
Only for like a little bit of time.
Yeah,
like an hour.
Lasts, yeah,
that's true.
Can I give her advantage by helping her?
Sure. Go ahead and roll again, Nara.
Okay, well.
Good to know. All right. Well, we'll pick that up next time. Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Sheesh.
I think